It started with one slip, one careless moment, one sentence Erika Kirk never meant for the wrong ears to hear. But it was already too late. Because Mickey McCoy's wife, the woman everyone underestimated, the woman most people thought was too quiet to ever get involved in the Kirk drama, heard everything. And instead of staying silent, instead of protecting the family's image like everyone else, she did the unthinkable. She leaked it. And the leak? It wasn't mild. It wasn't vague. It wasn't some random hint. It was a direct connection. A link tying Erika Kirk straight into the fallout that blew Charlie's political world apart. According to insiders, Mickey's wife didn't just overhear a conversation. She allegedly caught Erika bragging about knowing things Charlie didn't and being closer to the fallout than anyone realizes. At first, she didn't think much of it, until she got her hands on the receipts. Real receipts, screenshots, call logs, a voice note so damaging, so dangerously specific. The few who've heard it say it completely changes how the entire situation is viewed. And tonight, she's not holding anything back. Sources claim she dropped everything, the screenshots, the audio, the texts, into a private group chat, and within minutes, it all leaked to the public. The internet went into a frenzy. Political pages froze. Group chats exploded. And Charlie? He immediately knew one thing. Erika had been lying. Not just about one detail, not just about one meeting, but about her entire involvement in the fallout. Because the evidence Mickey's wife leaked doesn't just expose Erika's slip-up. It proves something much darker. Erika wasn't a victim of the Charlie Kirk fallout. She was tied to it. And possibly, according to the leaks, one of the reasons it happened. And trust me, what comes next is worse. Long before Mickey McCoy's wife ever leaked a single receipt, long before Erika's slip-up exposed her ties to the fallout, there was already a tangled, suffocating web of secrets stretching between the Kirks and the McCoys. A web nobody on the outside understood, because the connection between these two families wasn't public. It wasn't documented, and it certainly wasn't clean. To the public, Mickey McCoy was just another political insider, a sharp strategist with a reputation for reading people too well. His wife? Quiet, observant, overlooked by everyone who assumed she stayed out of political drama. But people who truly knew her always said the same thing. She sees everything. And that turned out to be truer than anyone expected. The history between the Kirks and the McCoys didn't start with friendship. It started with necessity. Years ago, during one of Charlie's most turbulent political moments, Mickey stepped in as the strategist who calmed the storm. He saved a sinking situation, redirected public outrage, and guided Charlie through a controversy that could have destroyed him. And while Charlie appreciated Mickey, Erika appreciated something else entirely. Mickey's access. That's where everything began to twist. According to multiple sources, Erika grew unusually close to the McCoy inner circle. She would text Mickey's wife late at night asking for feedback on political messaging. She'd call Mickey directly for advice, bypassing Charlie completely. She would show up unannounced to meetings she wasn't invited to, using her charm or intimidation, depending on the moment. At first, the McCoys didn't think much of it. Politics comes with blurred lines, after all. But as time passed, the dynamic shifted. Mickey's wife noticed how Erika never asked about Charlie, only about influence, optics, and power. She began picking up on patterns, on odd comments Erika made about maneuvering Charlie without him realizing. The first real red flag came during a brunch months ago when Erika drunkenly joked, "Charlie doesn't know half of what I'm involved in, and that's how it needs to be." Everyone laughed politely. Mickey's wife didn't. That line replayed in her head for weeks, and after the fallout, the moment Charlie's political foundation started crumbling, those words suddenly felt like a warning she had ignored. Because the fallout wasn't random, it wasn't spontaneous, it wasn't fate. Something triggered it, and according to Mickey's wife, Erika slipped up in a way that suggested she knew exactly what that something was. She wasn't supposed to hear it. She wasn't even in the room. But political homes are loud. And sometimes people forget who's standing in the hallway. What she heard that night wasn't a confession. It wasn't Erika admitting guilt. It was something more subtle and far more dangerous. Erika was on the phone, pacing, irritated, snapping at someone. And Mickey's wife caught one sentence that made her freeze in place. "I already told you. Charlie can't know I was connected to this. If he finds out, everything falls apart." Connected? To what? Mickey's wife didn't want to assume anything. She needed proof. So she did something she never imagined doing. She started observing Erika like a strategist. She watched her body language during family gatherings. She paid attention to the names Erika dropped casually. She even kept track of the dates Erika claimed she was busy compared to the days major political shifts happened. And the patterns she saw terrified her. Because almost every major moment leading up to Charlie's fallout had Erika's fingerprints somewhere near it. A meeting she suddenly needed to attend. A phone call she took behind a locked door. A donor she reached out to without Charlie's knowledge. A rumor that mysteriously resurfaced days after Erika spoke to a certain contact. Still, Mickey's wife didn't move because suspicion isn't evidence. But then came the day she found something she wasn't supposed to see. It happened at a charity gala, hours before everything spiraled. Erika left her phone unlocked on a table while she went to fix her makeup. Mickey's wife wasn't snooping, but the screen lit up with a message preview just long enough for her to catch 2 lines. "The fallout is the opportunity. Make sure Charlie stays in the dark." She froze. Those weren't normal political messages. Those weren't accidental texts. Those were instructions. And Erika was the one receiving them. That moment changed everything. Mickey's wife didn't confront Erika. Didn't warn Charlie. Didn't create a scene. Instead, she stayed quiet, stayed smart, and started saving receipts. Because if Erika was tied to the fallout, if she was benefiting from it, if she was connected to the chaos tearing Charlie's career apart, then it meant one horrifying thing. Erika was operating on both sides of the battlefield. And then came the slip-up. The night Erika messed up badly. It was at a private event, a small political mixer where only insiders were allowed. People were relaxed, drinking, letting their guards down. Erika thought her guard could drop too, and that's when she started talking too freely. She didn't know Mickey's wife was standing right behind her. Erika laughed, clinking her glass, saying to a group, "They're blaming Charlie for the fallout. But honestly, he was never built for that level of pressure. If only they knew what really pushed it forward." The room went silent. Mickey's wife felt her heart stop. What pushed it forward? Who was they? And why was Erika speaking like she wasn't just a witness, but a participant? Later that night, Mickey's wife made the decision, the one that would flip the entire story upside down. She went home, opened her private folder, and gathered everything she had collected over the past few months. Screenshots, timesheets, message previews, forwarded emails, suspicious call logs, and the chilling voice note Erika accidentally sent to the wrong contact. When Mickey's wife realized the extent of what she had, she didn't release it right away. She hesitated, because exposing this meant detonating a bomb inside 2 families. But the next morning, she woke up to see Erika already pushing a narrative online that painted Charlie as unstable and overwhelmed. And she whispered to herself, "No, not this time." She opened her group chat, attached everything, pressed send, and the fire began. But the part the public still doesn't know, the part Mickey's wife hasn't fully explained, is what was actually inside the leaks. Because these receipts didn't just prove Erika was tied to the fallout. They exposed the one decision Erika made that could destroy her future, her marriage, and her entire political trajectory. And that decision is the first twist. The files Mickey McCoy's wife leaked were bad, but what was inside them was so much worse. And the moment people started opening those attachments, the political world shifted. Not because Erika was exposed for whispering behind Charlie's back, not because she had hidden connections to key insiders, not because she slipped up and bragged about influence she didn't have. No, this was something deeper, darker, something that proved Erika wasn't just tied to the fallout, she was involved in it. And the first document that exploded online wasn't even the worst one, but it was the one that made millions of people gasp out loud. A screenshot of an internal message thread between Erika and someone saved under the contact name AM Strategy. The preview alone sent shockwaves. The fallout will help us reposition. Stay calm. Reposition who? Reposition for what? Reposition her? Or Charlie? People were arguing within seconds. But then the full screenshot leaked, and the messages revealed a truth nobody was ready for. AM. Stage 2 will require distance. Erika. I can handle that on my end. AM. Good. The closer he is to collapse, the easier the narrative becomes. Erika. He won't suspect me. He never does. The internet froze. That wasn't support. That wasn't harmless political positioning. That wasn't a misunderstood conversation. That was strategy. Deliberate, calculated, targeted. And Charlie Kirk was the target. But the next leak Mickey's wife dropped made everything even more disturbing. A voice note, 14 seconds long, recorded late at night. Erika sounded exhausted, annoyed, but frighteningly confident. I already told you, if the fallout hits him hard, it won't hit me. I've built my own lane. They'll take me seriously with or without him. People replayed that clip hundreds of times. She's literally rooting for his failure? This woman is dangerous. Nah, this is wild. She working against him? This is the first twist I didn't expect. But Mickey's wife wasn't done. Not even close. She had saved the biggest proof, the one that connected Erika directly to the moment the fallout started. For last. A leaked call log. A list of phone calls made on the exact night Charlie's political meltdown began. Most of the calls were predictable. Staffers, advisors, contacts. But in the middle of the list was one number Erika called 5 times in 1 hour. A number saved under a contact name that made people's jaws drop. Wife. Yes, Mickey's wife. And the timestamp matched exactly the moment the first rumor about Charlie's downfall went public. Mickey's wife never told anyone this. She never admitted Erika had called her that night. Because until now, she hadn't wanted to expose herself. But she finally explained what those calls were. Erika wasn't panicking. She wasn't confused. She wasn't blindsided. She was testing reactions. She called Mickey's wife 5 times because she wanted to confirm whether the fallout had landed and how people were interpreting it. Which meant Erika knew the fallout was coming. She expected it. She anticipated it. She was waiting for it. But the next leak was the one that turned Erika is involved into Erika helped make it happen. A forwarded email from a burner address. No name, no signature. Just a subject line. Proceed. And the message. Phase 2 begins once the statement spreads. Maintain your position. The timestamp? 40 minutes before the fallout broke publicly. Twitter lost its mind. No way. She knew the exact moment it would hit. Who TF is sending her strategic burn emails? She's literally in the room where it happened. She's not innocent. She's involved. But the real explosion happened when Mickey's wife leaked the message Erika allegedly responded with. Understood. One word, one confirmation, one horrifying implication. Erika wasn't caught in the crossfire. She was a participant. But the twist hadn't fully unfolded yet, because after the first 3 leaks went viral, people began connecting dots Mickey's wife never mentioned publicly. Political sleuths dug into timestamps, message metadata, and cross-platform patterns. And that's when a Reddit investigator noticed something insane. The burner email used to send "proceed" was created the same day Erika traveled to Washington for a private meeting. And that meeting wasn't on Charlie's calendar, wasn't disclosed, wasn't part of any official schedule. Mickey's wife confirmed it immediately. Yes, that's the day she disappeared for 6 hours. Charlie never knew about the meeting. Staff never documented it. Nobody knew who she met. Nobody knew why she went. But after seeing this leak, people had theories. And they were terrifying. Because the burner email wasn't random. It was part of a plan. And whoever sent it wasn't some low-level contact. This was someone powerful enough to coordinate the first step of a political downfall. But then came the final leak in Mickey's wife's batch. The one she had been terrified to share. Because once this dropped, nobody could deny Erika's involvement. It was a screenshot of Erika's notes from a meeting. Handwritten, rushed, messy. But at the top of the page were 3 words underlined 3 times. Charlie Tucker liability. The room fell silent. The internet fell silent. Everyone watching fell silent. Because that wasn't strategic planning. That wasn't political jargon. That wasn't harmless shorthand. That was intent. The notes continued. Public sympathy works better when tied to shock. Distance narrative is clean. Shift blame externally if needed. Don't reveal internal ties. And at the very bottom, he recovers, I pivot. He collapses, I rise. People screamed. She was preparing for both outcomes? She didn't care what happened to him. Oh my God, she actually benefited from his downfall. This was the first twist. Erika Kirk wasn't just connected to the fallout. She had been quietly positioning herself around it, manipulating how she'd benefit depending on whether Charlie survived it or not. But the real twist, the one Mickey's wife hinted at but didn't fully reveal, was hidden in one more note at the bottom of the page. A name. A name people recognized instantly. A name tied to a powerful figure who disliked Charlie for years. And next to the name were 2 chilling words. Promised access. The world froze. Promised access. To what? To who? Who was Erika promising access to? What was the deal? What was she trading? What was she involved in? And why was Mickey's wife saying this name was the real reason she finally leaked the receipts? Because this wasn't just political strategy. It was betrayal. Coordinated betrayal. And the person Erika was tied to would change the entire narrative. The name written at the bottom of Erika's handwritten notes was the match that ignited the next explosion. The escalation nobody was prepared for. Because this wasn't just any name. This wasn't a random contact, a political staffer, or someone with mild influence. This was a name that had been circling around Charlie's world like a shadow for years. Someone he didn't trust. Someone he refused to work with. Someone he openly clashed with at conservative conferences, calling him a manipulator who weaponizes influence behind closed doors. And there it was. Underlined twice with 2 chilling words beside it. Promised access. The moment Mickey's wife revealed that name, the internet convulsed. People screamed. Commentators gasped. Twitter froze for a full 10 minutes. Because the person Erika was tied to was the same man long rumored to be orchestrating political chaos from the sidelines. A man whose involvement in anything usually meant one thing. There was a bigger plan. Within minutes, political sleuths began piecing together timelines, receipts, and old footage of this man and Erika appearing in the same rooms. Moments most people never paid attention to. Suddenly, things that once seemed harmless now felt coordinated. A handshake caught on camera at a fundraiser. A lingering conversation in a hallway during a conference. A brief smile exchanged while Charlie was distracted. A mutual acquaintance glancing back and forth between them like he already knew something was brewing. The narrative shifted instantly. She wasn't working alone. This fallout was part of something much bigger. She aligned with the one man Charlie refused to trust. But that wasn't even the reveal. That was just the setup. The true shock came when Mickey's wife leaked the second half of Erika's handwritten notes. The part she initially hesitated to release. The part that flipped the entire scandal into a political homicide-level narrative. The second page wasn't filled with bullet points or coded messages. It was filled with a timeline. A detailed step-by-step outline labeled Fallout Strategy, Contingency Path. Fans stared, reading each line, mouths hanging open. Leak rumor through intermediary. Allow initial chaos. Distance statement. I didn't know. Privately ensure narrative aligns with collapse path. Secure access confirmation. Access confirmation. The same phrase written next to that powerful man's name. But the next line was the one that made people's skin crawl. If backlash targets me, pivot narrative to concern for Charlie. The world froze. That was the exact post Erika had made when the fallout began. The same "I'm worried for him" message people thought was genuine. It wasn't concern. It was part of the plan. Mickey's wife had receipts to prove it, including a screenshot of Erika sending a draft of that message to AMC, strategy for approval minutes before posting it publicly. Twitter exploded. She planned her sympathy post before the fallout even peaked? She literally used Charlie's breakdown as a branding opportunity. This is demonic behavior, OMG. But the avalanche wasn't over, because Mickey's wife had saved the most dangerous leak, the one that would expose the connection between Erika and that unnamed powerful figure, for last. And when she dropped it, the political internet didn't just shake. It shattered. It was a voice recording, recorded months ago, in a restaurant, low volume, muffled background noise, but unmistakably Erika's voice. And she wasn't talking to a friend. She was talking to him, the powerful man whose name was written in her notes. The clip was 19 seconds long, but those 19 seconds changed everything. Erika, in a low, confident tone. You give me the access you promised, and I'll make sure the fallout hits the right places. He won't know it was guided. Guided, guided, guided. People replayed the clip over and over, stunned into silence. She didn't just anticipate the fallout. She didn't just prepare for it. She didn't just position herself around it. She helped steer it, and she negotiated benefits in return. The internet lost its mind. So she helped engineer it? She sold Charlie out for power? I knew she was shady, but this is evil. This is worse than betrayal. She partnered with his enemy. Political YouTubers rushed to go live. Podcasters jumped on emergency streams. News outlets blasted the story across their timelines. But then came the second shocking reveal, the twist absolutely nobody anticipated. Because while people were digesting the voice recording, while timelines were exploding, while Erika's name trended in 10 countries, Mickey's wife dropped one more leak. A screenshot, a bank transaction, a deposit, a payment from a consulting entity linked to the powerful man, sent directly to Erika. And the description? Strategic Services Confidential. People screamed in disbelief. You mean she got paid? She literally took money from the enemy? This is a sabotage funded by strategy. Now, the story wasn't just political betrayal. It was financial coordination. It was premeditation. It was partnership. But the worst part? The part that escalated this entire saga into a full-blown political thriller? The payment was dated 1 week before the fallout began, meaning Erika had already negotiated, secured benefits, and accepted compensation before Charlie ever realized anything was happening. Then came the next wave, public figures reacting. A famous talk show host tweeted, "This is no longer a marriage problem. This is a covert operation." A high-profile conservative personality wrote, "If the leaks are real, Erika is finished. Finished." A well-known liberal pundit added, "I'm popping popcorn. This is the most compelling political scandal of the decade." Instagram influencers made skits titled, "Erika practicing her villain speeches before betraying Charlie." TikTok creators filmed reenactments with dramatic music. Fan accounts posted timelines of Erika's political climb. But while the internet turned the scandal into entertainment, Charlie turned silent. Insiders say he locked himself inside an office for 3 hours, rereading every leaked note, every screenshot, every message, every voice recording. He replayed the restaurant clip until he couldn't breathe. The realization crushed him. Erika didn't just betray him. She didn't just hide truths. She didn't just distance herself. She partnered with the one man he trusted the least, and she allowed his reputation to collapse in exchange for political access and a future that didn't include him. But the final blow came when Charlie asked Mickey's wife privately, "Why didn't you tell me sooner?" She looked him straight in the eye and said, "Because she convinced everyone you were the unstable one, and nobody would have believed me until the proof surfaced." The room spun. Everything clicked. But the biggest question still remained, and it was the one Mickey's wife refused to answer. What exactly did Erika get promised? What was the access she fought so hard for? What position? What future role? What agreement with that powerful man? Because Mickey's wife leaked everything, except that. The most dangerous detail, the final secret. The truth even she was terrified to expose. And when it surfaces, it won't just destroy Erika. It will pull someone much bigger into this scandal. Someone connected to Washington. Someone powerful enough to threaten both Erika and Charlie. And the world is not ready for that reveal. The moment the restaurant audio leaked, Erika whispering about fallout hitting the right places. The story didn't just go viral, it detonated. The internet didn't walk, it ran toward the scandal. Every platform, every political bubble, every gossip page, every group chat lit up like wildfire. But when the bank transaction surfaced, the payment dated 1 week before the fallout. That's when the narrative shifted from betrayal to something far more sinister. This wasn't accidental. This wasn't emotional. This was strategic sabotage. Twitter's top 10 trends were all Erika-related. Erika Kirk exposed. Ochto paid fallout. Charlie's enemy. Strategic sabotage. Mickey wife leaks. Political villain. People weren't just reacting. They were investigating. Everyone became a detective. Commentators went live for 4 hours straight. Artists started sketching villain portraits of Erika with exaggerated dramatic flair. Edits circulated showing her as a chess player, moving Charlie like a pawn. But the raw emotion? That came from the voices of regular people. Thousands of posts poured in. She took money to let her husband fall apart? I'm calling it, Erika is worse than we thought. She sold her marriage for access. This is a whole political coup. How can someone be this cold-blooded? But comments weren't enough. Creators began uploading full breakdowns titled, Erika Kirk, the mastermind behind the fallout. How Erika betrayed Charlie for power. The scary truth behind the access promise. One creator went viral with a 3-minute clip that said, Erika didn't just fail to protect Charlie. She helped build the downfall, and she did it for access to a political name she shouldn't have been anywhere near. People agreed instantly, because the name leaked wasn't small. But the biggest bombshell didn't come from fans, creators, or commentators. It came from DC insiders. Suddenly, political journalists began tweeting cryptic statements. This is bigger than Charlie. There's a Washington connection people aren't ready for. If the second half of the deal drops, someone powerful could fall. Erika wasn't the mastermind, she was the asset. Asset. The word made the internet freeze, because suddenly the narrative shifted again. What if Erika wasn't the villain? What if she was being used? What if someone bigger orchestrated the fallout, and Erika was just the leverage? People debated instantly. She wanted the access. She wasn't used. She traded Charlie away like currency. No, someone promised her something too big to resist. Whoever she met in that restaurant is the real mastermind. Meanwhile, the conservative world split like a cracked iceberg. Half defended Charlie, calling Erika a snake, traitor, and political opportunist. The other half claimed Charlie's downfall was inevitable and Erika simply aligned with the stronger player. A popular conservative influencer posted, "If this is true, Erika's career is done. She will never escape this." But another influencer posted, "Politicians do this every day. Erika just got caught on tape." The divide deepened, but the reactions didn't stop there. Celebrities, real celebrities, jumped into the chaos. A famous actress tweeted, "This Erika thing is insane. She sold out her husband for a political networking package?" A stand-up comedian joked, "I wish someone would promise me access just for existing." Erika out here trading husbands like she on Wall Street. A rapper added, "Charlie's wife a straight villain. Netflix gonna pick this story up." But the one reaction that truly broke the internet came from a well-known TV host, someone with millions of followers and long-standing political influence. He posted, "You don't get access like that unless you're dealing with someone powerful, someone high-level, someone with federal reach." That word again, federal, it echoed everywhere. People began to panic. Who was Erika meeting? Who promised her access? Who sent the payment? Who benefited from Charlie's downfall? Then came the leaks from inside TPUSA. A staffer anonymously posted, "We knew something was wrong with Erika months ago. She was meeting with someone off-record. Someone Charlie despised." Another staffer chimed in, "We warned Charlie. He didn't listen. He trusted her too much." The comment section went feral. Meanwhile, Mickey's wife, the woman who started it all, posted one cryptic sentence on Instagram. She wasn't ready for the fallout she helped create. People freaked out. What does that mean? What else is there? Is the next leak coming? Drop the final file. But the most chilling reactions of all came from Washington itself. 3 political journalists posted identical warnings. Someone high-profile is trying to shut this story down. Multiple calls are being made tonight. A major player is involved. And just like that, the entire scandal took on a darker, more frightening tone. This wasn't gossip. This wasn't rumor. This wasn't a messy marriage story. This was political warfare, backdoor negotiation, power positioning, strategic sabotage. And suddenly, the internet began asking the one question nobody wanted to confront. What if Erika wasn't acting alone? What if she wasn't the mastermind? What if she was answering to someone far above her? Everyone felt it. A growing tension, a breathless anticipation. Because Mickey's wife hinted that one detail had not been released. One name. One deal. One moment that ties Erika to someone sitting dangerously close to federal influence. And then came the final rumble across social media. If the last leak drops, Washington will shake. Everyone waited. Everyone refreshed their screens. Everyone checked Mickey's wife's page every 5 minutes. Because if the next detail comes out, it won't just ruin Erika. It won't just destroy her political hopes. It won't just break her marriage. It will expose someone bigger, someone powerful, someone connected to the federal sphere. And the fallout will be devastating. By the time midnight hit, the internet wasn't just watching the scandal. It was hunting for the missing piece. Every leak, every audio file, every receipt Mickey's wife released pointed to one conclusion. There was someone bigger involved. Someone above Erika. Someone with federal reach. People were terrified to even guess the name. But Mickey's wife wasn't posting. Not a screenshot. Not a cryptic message. Not a hint. Just silence. And that silence became its own storm. Inside the Kirk household, the atmosphere was suffocating. Erika hadn't spoken in hours. Charlie sat across from her, drained, hollow, staring at the woman he no longer recognized. His sister stood near the door, clutching her phone like she expected it to explode at any moment. A staff member close to the family said the house felt like a crime scene waiting for the detective to arrive. Because everyone knew what was coming. The final leak. The leak Mickey's wife kept warning people weren't ready for. What nobody knew was that she had been wrestling with the decision all day. Multiple texts showed she'd typed out her message 4 times and deleted it. She had written, "If I release this, they'll come after me." What did they mean? Not the Kirks, not conservative influencers, not political gossip pages, but they, meaning the powerful circle Erika had touched, the ones promising her access, the ones funding her involvement, the ones who benefited when Charlie fell. And that's when it happened. At 12:43 a.m., Mickey's wife finally broke her silence. A single screenshot, one image, one blurred-out document with one name circled in red. She didn't caption it. She didn't explain it. She didn't elaborate. She dropped the file and disappeared. The internet froze. The circled name wasn't a strategist, not a donor, not a lobbyist, not a rival influencer. It was a federal liaison, someone with direct communication lines to a government department that should have had nothing to do with Erika, Charlie, or the conservative world. People screamed. No way! A federal liaison? She was dealing with government contacts? This goes beyond politics. This is infiltration. Who is protecting this woman? But the real shock wasn't the title. It was the handwritten note underneath the name, written in Erika's handwriting. They promised placement after the fallout. Placement where? Placement in what role? Placement inside which agency? Nobody knew, because Mickey's wife blurred that part out. She exposed the name, but hid the position. And now everyone wanted to know. What position was Erika promised in exchange for assisting the fallout? A political commentator with 2 million followers posted, "If this is true, Erika wasn't just sabotaging Charlie. She was being positioned for something bigger, something dangerous." Phones were buzzing nonstop. Journalists began sending urgent tweets. Sources say the liaison has been unreachable all day. A federal building was accessed by an unidentified visitor weeks ago. Could it be Erika? There is panic behind the scenes tonight. But while the internet tried to make sense of the name Mickey's wife leaked, another bomb was ticking. Because 11 minutes after the post went viral, Mickey's wife deleted the screenshot. Gone. Like it never existed. Then her account went private. Then it disappeared. Then someone posted that her phone had gone offline. People freaked out. Where did she go? Did someone silence her? Who contacted her? Is she safe? The tension rose again, higher than before. Because if Mickey's wife was scared enough to vanish, then the truth she leaked wasn't just messy. It was dangerous. Meanwhile, back at the Kirk house, Charlie stared at the leaked name. His face drained completely as he whispered, "No. No. Not him." His sister asked who the liaison was. He wouldn't answer. He just shook his head and said, "You don't understand. If she talked to him, she crossed a line even I can't fix." Erika finally looked up, face blank, voice quiet. It wasn't supposed to leak this far. Charlie nearly collapsed. This far? You knew this was dangerous? Erika didn't deny it. She didn't argue. She didn't cry. She simply whispered, "I didn't have a choice." But Charlie's sister snapped back. "You made every choice. You chose the man who hates Charlie. You chose the deal. You chose the fallout." Erika looked straight at her and said, "You think I wanted this? You think I planned this alone? You don't know who's behind it. You don't know what they promised me. You don't know what they threatened me with." Threatened, threatened, threatened. That word sent chills down everyone's spine. Because until now, the narrative was simple. Erika betrayed Charlie for power. But what if she wasn't just ambitious? What if she was cornered? What if someone bigger was pulling strings behind her? Before anyone could ask, Erika's phone buzzed. A new message from an unmarked number. A single sentence. "Do not disclose the placement." Erika's breath caught in her throat. Charlie demanded, "Placement where? What did you agree to?" Erika didn't move. She didn't blink. She didn't answer. Because now she was scared. Truly scared. And that's when Charlie realized the truth. Erika wasn't the top of the scandal. She was the bottom, a pawn, a tool. A strategist used by someone far more powerful, someone who now wanted silence. The final message Mickey's wife received before disappearing said, "If you expose the role, you expose the agency." Agency, agency, agency. What agency? FBI, DHS, a political task group, a federal communications arm? Nobody knows, because Mickey's wife vanished. Erika refuses to speak. Charlie is demanding answers, and the liaison whose name leaked hasn't made a public appearance since. And that's where the story ends. For now, with one missing woman, one silent liaison, one terrified Erika, one shattered Charlie, and one final question the world is dying to know. What placement was Erika promised? And what does that federal agency have to do with Charlie's downfall? The truth is coming. But when it drops, Washington will shake. And now we're left standing in the middle of a storm that's spinning faster than anyone can control. A missing woman, a federal liaison whose name has vanished from every official record, a terrified Erika refusing to speak, and a shattered Charlie trying to understand how the person he trusted most became the center of something this dark, this calculated, this dangerous. But this story isn't ending here. This is the part where everything shifts, where the real power players step into the light, and where we find out whether Erika was the mastermind or the pawn of something far bigger than her. And that's why you need to stay plugged in. Because the next leak, the next screenshot, the next audio file, the next insider message could drop at any moment. The second Mickey McCoy's wife comes back online. The moment someone else decides to speak, the second that federal liaison is forced out of hiding, this entire narrative will explode again. And you do not want to be the last one to know. So, tell me right now in the comments, do you think Erika was acting alone? Or do you think she was being controlled? Was she promised power or threatened into compliance? And the biggest question of all, which federal agency do you think she was secretly tied to? FBI? DHS? Communications? Or something even bigger? Something nobody wants to name out loud? Drop your theories below. I read every comment, and trust me, some of you catch details even insiders miss. Make sure you hit like so this story spreads, and subscribe with notifications on, because I will be here the second the next piece of this scandal drops. And with a federal liaison involved, with Mickey's wife gone offline, with Erika refusing to reveal the placement she was promised, we are only at the beginning. The next chapter is coming.